Hey, late good morning, everybody. This is Midnight Brands coming to you with live prep breadth on March 9th, 2023. It's a little bit late. I had to wrap up a few other things prep-wise and elsewhere, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Just wanted to gently remind everybody, as always, we are not financial advisors. Nothing we say can be construed or should be construed as buy or sell recommendations or anything else. Consult a financial advisor. The rest of our disclosures you can read as part of the show description. So thank you all very much, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, my friend?
Doing great, and you?
Well, I'm beautiful. Fantastic.
Nice.
Indeed. Good. Beautiful day. Started on prep. I'm all fired up because everything looks amazing.
Yeah, there's definitely some interesting looking things already this morning. Running a little bit behind where I'd like to be, but yeah, what I flipped through looked like it should be an interesting day.
Yes, indeed.
And there's a problem when you don't prepare your breakfast for all week long. It takes you longer to get it ready in the morning. 20 minutes to make stuff versus just throw it in the microwave and be done.
True.
Anything you see that got you super excited so far this morning, or just in general?
Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, basically MAGA, they all got me really excited. Or Microsoft is really nice. All of these MAGA names, they're really good in my eyes. Like I said earlier, I think I was telling you, Tesla for the almost bottom look. Microsoft could probably do the same thing as well. I forgot what I have at Google. It was just strong and holding it.
Well,
But yeah, I think that's some space to rip some.
rip some into the end of the week. Yeah, I mean, Google's interesting because it shot way up on earnings afterwards, put it into a sell side symmetrical extreme, and then it just, they had a horrible, they're too early to the game with their AI tool, and I mean that didn't help them. It was so funny because it just lined up with the sell side symmetrical extreme and kind of pushed them back into a buy side. I mean, they weren't there very long on the buy side from recollection, but I mean, they were there for a little bit. So, same thing with Tesla too, right? Like, Tesla was way, it was way below even down the 200 SMA from a buy side, and then complete snap reverse. I mean, up 100+%, whatever that was, and now it's cooling, and it's it's resetting it to be buy side. So.
We're going to be coming into the daily interview out from the swing low.
Nice.
So I have a feeling that's going to be very important. It's also going to be weekly interview up as well. So
there you go.
It's really nice level overall across the board so far from what they've done.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were talking about yesterday. Like, some of these are starting to come into their OPEX sheets, which of course is only the second month we've been looking at it, but I mean, on the end of week and the daily, these things have been pretty damn accurate. Like,
yeah, I mean that's a good point as well, because the one on Tesla is also OPEX.
Yeah, I mean it's right damn at it. So,
Exactly.
And if somebody comes back and watches this after the fact, the OPEX stuff looks, these OPEX ones were calculated on, was it February 17th, the last OPEX expiration. Right, so end of week ones were built out and projected at the end of last Friday. From looking at closing price and some options information and whatnot, and then just building up from there. And the dailies are updated every day based upon similar type of data. So it's very interesting, to say the least. With that preamble, move on to SVXY. And like I said, I kind of liked SVXY yesterday. It was nice being able to watch it and like I just see more range on it, so it's a little bit easier. Like, oh, it moved a penny. Oh wait, it hasn't moved a penny in like 2 hours. Thanks, UVXY. Thanks for wasting my time. So I thought it was pretty interesting, especially as I looked over during the day a couple of times and I saw like that 1030 kind of VWAP from 10:30 on March 1st. I mean, it really dipped below it at all in the morning session. In fact, it didn't even go below it in the morning session from a closing basis. So it's kind of a nice clue that. In any event, that's kind of how I see the zones for the day. I made a couple adjustments from what it auto prepped, like putting this zone in up here at the highs. I don't think there's really anything else.
Yeah. How come you on that zone at the top? What's up with that wide one with the gap fill?
This one?
How come you? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we decided to get crazy and really start to move, I just marked it. I don't think it's a today or even really this week, but I mean, full's not that far. So like you could just watch the gap fill for a div, but having not really tracked SVXY, like I don't know if it decides to go just like stupid, is it gonna just go right through the gap fill and up to WTGR? Like is it more akin to ES and how it trades, or is it more akin to NQ? And so that was my thought. I'm not saying it's right, but having not watched this as religiously as I do ES and NQ, is kind of like, all right, let's not kind of put ourselves in the spot where we think hey, you're just gonna stop right there at the gap fill.
Gotcha. Yeah. Alright. OERs is like right in between the zone.
Right, exactly.
Depending where we open, it might. I don't know. I was looking at UVXY earlier, and it's just like pretty much you have that monthly and the weekly, and it's the rank level, wide open space until the weekly TGI too.
Yep.
So.
Oh, I didn't think there was really any data today. Walter's fallen down. The Sunday note didn't have all this crap in there. Okay, so econ and prep for Thursday, March 9th, 2023. And so this is just what I was noting here real quick. So layoff data at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, then jobless claims a little bit later here this morning with continuing. This will be interesting to see what the adjusted is, if there's any big kind of surprises in this. And then Fed speak, no surprise. Natural gas, man, what a killer. I thought that was starting to come back.
What was it? I think said that the data that's going to be coming in through, I think till next week is going to be very important.
Yep. Yeah. I didn't listen to it. I had other meetings and stuff yesterday, so I didn't get to listen to it. But I saw some of that.
I didn't either. I just saw the headlines.
Yep. Same. So, and I don't know. There's really a whole lot else with SVXY there. I mean, I think that's pretty clean just by itself. I do need to change the chart off of monthly and into daily. Why it does that the very first time. Still never figured that out. Oh, actually, I take that back. I adjusted the TG zone. Holy shit, it picked up a zone way the hell up higher. It didn't even pick up those two. It treated them as individuals. Well, we're not highlighting that. That's $3. In any event, I did expand this trend guide zone to be wider and grab the quarterly trend guide and yesterday's highs. I'm ignoring the gray dash line. It's an NVPOC. There, it's there. Equities do have a reaction to them, but not the same as futures and stuff. Okay. Again, gotta type it all out. Thursday, March 9th, 2023. SVXY. Okay, move over to VIX. I did make a couple of adjustments here on VIX, not a lot. Let's say that. Yeah, that's right, I did. No, fuck, I didn't. Hopefully I didn't lose my changes already. I left this div here. I guess, I mean, you could pull it up a little bit, but it's depending upon what and how we trade. Like the 20 may go flat. It has, I mean, it was kind of a nice rejection there yesterday. I mean, to the frickin' tick from the looks of it.
Yeah, I like that.
So what do you got here? You've got MPP 50. I pulled up and included WTG1 and then the tier 2 end of day cheat, and then I didn't mark any of the stuff higher, but you certainly have kind of this range box we've been in, and the tier 3 we can gap fill there and potentially get there, but it's not I mean, that wouldn't be unusual. And then I expanded this TG zone here at the lows to actually include the trend guide and the top of supply and demand. And I didn't include the tier 1 day cheat as part of the photo ADR because it's there. I don't know. Didn't feel right to drag it up and then have this box, you know, just right on top of it. And then full ADRs were in the middle of nowhere, so didn't include it. And depending on how we trade, they may move up, and then photos would move too. So just kind of left them. And I wasn't going to look lower into where it picked up and marked some of those lower edge zones. It just didn't seem reasonable. And this got combined too from a zone perspective. There you go, like that. Fix. And then we have SPY. Okay, SPY, pull this. So it had marked higher the first zone and just it kind of included supply and demand, full ADR, moved it to actually pick up the annual pivot point. And then just down below that, you've got your stuff that's already there, monthly pivot, tier 1 day cheat, photo ADR, and a structure. I debated about keeping them separate or just making it a bigger one. It'd be about $1.50, I think. 402.60. I'll call it 404. So, but because the structure here that we saw with like the FOMC day back there and whatnot, I just kind of felt like it was more important to keep this 402.31 in there. I don't know if you see that differently, but I mean, to me that kind of made sense to. I just don't like that they're so close to each other.
The one little thing I probably the way I'm looking at it is just, yeah, I'm adding an extra zone down there. Kind of like, so you see where you have that line, the horizontal ray, 402.31. I'm bringing that all the way down to include the close of the candle on the 23rd of February, and that will also include that 20 day. So I'm getting that bumper pivot all the way to that.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that was the other piece is like, well, shit, then the 20 days not really covered there.
And that APP will probably just be like a dip.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking with the APP is, I mean, it's there. I don't want to ignore it entirely, but...
Because I think there's also a daily interview up there, right?
Yeah,
there's a daily interview up there.
Yeah, it's going to keep coming down. It's like 404 something or another. 450.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's up here. It'll come down into it.
Right. So you can do something like that.
The TG zone was pretty clear, right? You've got a swing AV WAP there. You got the 50-day WPP. Don't care about trend strength at all. And then you've got your TGR, weekly TG, photo ADRs, which actually will should move lower. And then the end of week, which we didn't actually hit yesterday on SPY. So that's the thing to me, and we get to ES, we'll see that too. Like we hit the end of week piece on SPY, or on ES, I mean. We didn't hit its weekly trend guide though, and so seeing this kind of almost makes me think, all right, well, let's go collect the rest of this evidence here today on SPY, and do the same thing on ES. Put in a slightly lower low, collect the weekly trend guide, and then move from there. Everybody that took yesterday's lows is buying the dip and decided to try to walk away. I don't know if that would actually make the 20 come down and touch the 50. I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of see. And then this bottom edge one here, I ended up just capturing that full supply and demand zone. I guess, although what you could do instead, since it does look like we're gonna gap lower here a little bit, is pull that, move that box down like that to grab the wick from, what is this, March 2nd or whatever. So you get that structure of the 20-day, and then you've also got this wick here.
Yeah. There's also a daily review update.
Nice. Where you got it from? The
October.
Oh, I just can't stand that one.
Look at it from the weekly perspective. It's still valid as, you know.
1 close, 2 close, 3 close. Yeah. 391. Yep. And it's definitely nice from the monthly perspective there too. Pretty damn close to being on it too. Actually, we tagged it on the monthly too. And so that's actually right in this area here. Yep. Yep, right with the tier 2 daily cheat.
Yes, indeed.
Alright. So here we combine those two zones. We combine these two. And then we combine this. Comma SPY. Okay, Q's. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for admitting I'm a human.
Wait, what?
Huh? Sorry?
Are you talking to me? What? Who are you talking to?
You.
What did you say?
Thanks for admitting I'm a human.
Oh,
I'm a real boy.
I don't know, man. That may just be hard-coded, you know? You can never tell nowadays.
Oh, I still can't get over the one where they've got the computer AI uh, girl in there. It looks so real, it's so fake though.
You mean the Asian one?
I didn't see that one. I saw the other one.
Yes, those are so crazy.
Okay. Why did I take off this one? I don't know why I took that one off. And that is where I'm going to do this. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Draw horizontal ray marker. .4. So actually, if that's where that guy is, I'm going to drag this up a little bit. Because that'll keep coming in, but it's not going to come in enough probably there.
Yep.
Other than that, I mean, I changed just a couple of things. I left this photo ADR tier 1 daily cheat, daily anchored VWAP gap fill, and then I left it as full with the div between them, although we're gapping down $1.50. So it's probably going to actually move full ADRs into this weekly trend guide, 50-day, and the tier 1 end of week cheats. With right.
I can't. I have my full ADRs being at the quarter visit. Like
293.
where your full dollar is, that's my photo. No, that's yesterday.
Yeah, mine won't adjust until we open, but that's where they would have been based upon yesterday's close.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking different.
I could probably code that so that it's after the close. I have to think about that, but that actually would be an interesting visual in prep. Is to continue to adjust the real-time hours during prep, adjust the ADR markers based upon where we're at in ETH, and then just continue once you're in real-time hour, you use that. I'll have to think about that. I don't know if I'm going to do anything this weekend or not on this stuff. I haven't decided.
Yeah, but I like that zone there. I have pretty much that, but I don't have the little div that you have with the full ADRs. So I have that as open.
Yeah. I think it's gonna disappear because $1.50 is kind of what we're gapping down. So 292.98. I mean, it clearly is going to put it inside of this zone here, and then the photo ADR is probably going to come into that, in the middle of nowhere as well. But I would still leave this as a div with the gap fill and the daily anchored VWAP there.
Yeah, I agree.
And the cheat for that matter as well. So, and most people probably won't have that on their chart. So that should make it interesting.
Looks great. Looks great.
Okay, so no way in hell, but it's there.
Yes, wait.
Not today. That would be awesome though. End of week cheat to end of week cheat. Go grab it today and then get everybody that's, you know, super excited and shorting down here, only to reverse it all the way up to there, end of the week. I'd be happy with that.
Impossible.
Trend strength, and this one does have a bunch of pieces, right? So you get trend strength, 20-day, daily anchored VWAP that's actually rising, so it'd be coming up to try to support it. We're gonna open below it, but I mean it's actually got a lot more stuff there with supply and demand and whatever else, so it's more interesting to me than Spies was.
UQ's a little bit stronger because Emmys were on the tear yesterday.
Yeah, big time. Okay, so ES. We didn't notice that before. I don't know if that's gonna play out or not. That's kind of interesting.
What is that?
Trend line from March 2nd lows. That's where we stopped so far overnight. We'll see if we keep. What do we do on this 60-minute candle here? But in any event, so it marked and wanted to build the TGR zone there at the lows to include the weekly trend guide, this week's lows, the tier 1 end of week and daily cheats, photo ADRs. I don't know, to me, like I moved it down. It's kind of like, you know, TGR's been, it's in the middle of supply and demand. That's hot edge, sure, but like outside of this one little block here, like to me this would be more interesting. Although I hadn't seen this trend line here before, so maybe instead it's more like this.
Can I suggest something?
Anytime.
What if you just brought it up from weekly trend guide over to the daily trend guide? Just make that one zone. Forget about the lower end of the supply and demand. I mean, if we go down there, why not just get the 200-day with the NV pod or whatever that is and call it a beautiful morning?
I'm not disagreeing. I'm looking to see like how, to your point, like how significant is the 3960-ish area been? The bottom edge of that supply and demand. 39.62. And let's have it go back. Son of a biscuit.
I like that 200-day zone is really important, I feel.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
And you got the 200-day, you have also the weekly interview off. I know you don't like that weekly interview off, but it's actually, it looks a lot nicer on ES than it does on Spot.
Yeah, the weekly I'm pretty sure the weekly looks good there. It's just the daily. In fact, the weekly on ES looks, it's
It
close.
joins that zone right there,
Right.
you know.
And
So that's like a really important one.
joins the 30 week there too. Yeah, the weekly is just a tad bit lower. It's 39.38. So that could be really interesting too. Is go through and skip past the 200, tag the weekly anchored VWAP, the tier 2, the full, and then push back through. Although I could just stop at the NVPOC there too. Okay, so you were suggesting ignore the bottom edge of supply and demand. I want to move this out of the way for a second. You're suggesting look at it more like this. You probably would say, I'm going to guess, ignore the photo ADRs, although they're right there with the daily cheat. So maybe just take it to the daily cheat, screw the photos, and then take it up like that. And treat that as a zone and ignore the bottom edge, which looking on the daily chart, yeah, I mean, again, maybe that's what I gotta do this weekend is re-look at these supply and demand zones, because we haven't updated them, like I've said, in a long while. Yeah, maybe I turn the define supply and demand on this and see what it does, and then make adjustments from there. That sounds like a better plan. Watch the boys actually wake up early for a change. So let's see, 39, 38. It's a 12-point zone. I don't know if I want to make it that big. I guess it won't hurt because we are going to effectively watch it like it's a zone. And the fact that we've got the 30-week SMA, I need to include that as part of the look setup. I don't today. Yeah, I think maybe like that. To your point, like that is really big there with all that stuff. And in fact, I'm going to turn on one other thing since we're looking at the indices here. On the NVPOCs, I'm going to tell it to render the naked VAs. Of course, it takes forever.
That was quick.
Yeah, sure. You notice how quick the pivot showed up versus that? Sorry, I had to pat myself on the back. So that's what could be interesting is where that one is there. And why do I care about them? Well, this is what I was saying the other day, right? Like, look at where ES came and stopped at on the 8th there, right at the frickin' naked VA to the tick. I know.
Yeah,
I was waiting and watching for this weekly trend guide. I was wanting down here, and I dick for ticked it because I forgot to turn this on in one of my other charts.
yeah. Give me a second.
Yep,
Here.
go ahead. Okay, well, we wait for him to come back, and I had to finish typing something there. I don't know there's a whole lot else to actually adjust on this one. I think Cesar's suggestion there was pretty good to drag that up and include it like that and ignore kind of the bottom edge supply and demand. If we take that out, then yeah, why not go grab this stuff lower here? And look, if you enter it at the bottom edge here, like 39.72, I mean, that's kind of a wide scale there, actually. I guess if you enter it at the far bottom edge, at the tail, you could give yourself, I guess, a 6-point stop, 4-point stop, something like that. It's not terrible. This really is, though, like, you gotta hold this. Like, that'll be bad if we don't hold that. I don't want to call it outside extreme, though. But it is really a big must hold. Otherwise, we're going to grab this kind of tier 3 daily cheap, the end of week, WTGR2, 38.90. Like, we're way, that'll be a big problem. Yeah, this here, though, is definitely brink. I would go as far as to say this is also kind of brink. Just with where we're at right now. And this one up here for that matter. I'm marking these. So you got that, you've got MPP, supply and demand, full ADRs, which if we keep moving lower is going to actually drag it out of that. Then you have this here. I'm sure there's actually a swing A or day VWAP, swing A VWAP kind of right in that area. 50-day daily anchor VWAP with the trend guide zone. Trend strength not wanting to get above at all. And then, like we said, we turned this into a zone actually, and then that one there. And then to this point here, also includes in VPOC 30-week SMA, weekly VWAP, October. And then gotta come over here, post this as well. Okay, and Q. Yep, I am going to take and drag this down here a little bit, especially with the way ADRs are doing. And it's similar with this one. And then what do we have here in the daily? We'll go ahead and put a anchor VWAP here. Trying to stop it right at the there. Gonna go ahead and get rid of this one for right now. We're coming back into that January 6th daily anchor VWAP, which is right at the photo ADRs. So it's right here.
What did I miss?
I pasted or copied off ES and then flipped over to NQ here.
Okay. You're just starting to.
Yep. I am debating actually because the daily anchor VWAP is right kind of in this area here with photo ADR, so I'm actually somewhat debating if I just pull this down like that and have 2 zones or 1. You do. Well, you ponder that for a second. I'm gonna walk a couple steps and get coffee. But I can still hear you. And the upside zones to me are pretty clear. It's just this little first downside block area. You just got things back to back to back type of thing. So like, do you really try here at WPP TGR? Or you wait for lower with photo ADR, the structure, the daily anchor VWAP? And we skipped that daily anchor VWAP yesterday too, so it's not like we actually tagged it, we just missed it. I really just don't like the WPP TGR zone though. It does almost look like it's that area is becoming more of a supply and demand though than the one above it from looking at the hourly candles.
Yeah.
That's a really big zone though too, so that's the other downside. It's a 50-point zone. I mean, I can make a case or some
what
structure.
If you just made,
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Why don't if you just made that photo ADR zone right there, just so I know you want to include the daily G. Go ahead, if you. I was gonna just say, just make it a div level, pretty much. because, like, to me, there, I might not even consider that one. Maybe, well, I wouldn't even consider it a one if we were grading it. But then, because we have the quarterly down there, I would, take the quarterly down to the 50, and that would be my maybe 2 zone. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So you don't give a lot of weight then to like this. If you look here on the hourly, I mean, it looks like there's this kind of, yeah, this 1200, 1297 area. We've interacted with it a decent number of times.
Yeah.
So you would just think of this as kind of
ADRs is not even, that's like yesterday's ADRs right there.
No, it's today's.
That.
This is today's.
Sorry?
This is today's. Let's photo there. Because we've already traded 100 points.
Right. Yesterday we did 146. So another 46 points down. That's what it is.
Right.
So that's just yesterday's ADR. And then you have
I see what you're saying. Sorry. I misunderstood what you're saying. Yes, it is yesterday's photo.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying my stuff was wrong.
No.
Which is possible.
On me now.
It is possible.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I wouldn't really put that much weight on that one specific thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Although I do see like there are some structures. Like if we move back, yeah, I see a little bit of structure here, there.
Yeah. So just treat it.
Add into that.
Treat it more just as a div.
If we actually, unless NQ is the strongest again, and it just holds these smaller levels instead of going and getting the bigger level below, which is that 50 with the quarterly and etc. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like the 50 with the quarterly. That's also the the FOMC from February or January, whatever that was, whenever that was on. Supply and demand. It's a really, really nice level.
It's just a really big level too. It's 60 some points. I mean, I guess, especially if you drag it all the way up to the gap fill. I mean, it's 65 points there. So you got to be really careful in how you don't want to scale across 60 points. But you're right, like the 50 days is actually going to keep moving up.
On my chart, brother, my 50-day is like right on the quarter. They're like right on top of each other, pretty much. My chart could just be wrong.
Nope, I'm flipping back and forth from. And it's supposed to be off for futures, right? I think it's supposed to be off for futures and on for equities there, and just calculate from daily bars.
Oh.
Because I'm prepping it all from one place. Let's see. Nope, that doesn't make a difference.
I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a bar or so, or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't even adjust.
Oh, good. Rounding error.
That's a big ass rounding error.
Yes, it is.
Alright, so 1235, and then if I turn on calculate, I'll bet you it's going to be the same exact number. Yeah. Man, this thing is so slow. Yeah, it's off by a point.
Mine here is reading 1251.
And that's where your quarterly trend guide matches up. So.
Yeah, we have some beautiful trend lines in here as well, but I kind of have you doubt we're gonna get there.
Okay. I'll go back and change that stuff later. Yeah, I guess you just have to really watch kind of this one and how you scale through it. I do like the NVPOC there. Piece down here. Where's the weekly anchored at?
If you want to make it like, I guess,
1223.
so it's not as wide, you can sort of just do your quarterly to the 50 and then have that, the daily cheat with the weekly trend guide and all the other stuff as like another div level. It's like, okay, this is probably, like if you were to separate these two zones, like what would be more important to you, I guess? Top end or the lower end?
I'd be watching I'd be watching really that quarterly trend guide and
just giving your NQ strength with semis yesterday and all that stuff. Maybe just the top end of the zone might be a better entry point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and if it doesn't, then you
maybe
wait until the bottom really to see it grab the NVPOC, the quarterly or weekly trend guide, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you finish this one. I actually forgot it's trash day. I gotta go put the trash out.
Uh-oh.
I'll be back.
Okay. He is right. There is a nice little. I saw this yesterday. I don't know if that's exactly the one he was thinking about, but there is a nice little trend guide there. Pretty big. Kind of like that. They're better how it splits through it. Anyway, I'm gonna carve that up there, zoom this back out so we can actually see things. That's not a good sign. That means we're getting close to the end there. not going to call that it's outside extremes. It's really not. Would be outside extreme. And so would this really too. There, let's mark that up there like that. Gonna make this a little bit. Yeah, we're skipping a couple of those, and I think that's fine. Because that would be pretty big to reverse like that. I think that's fine. We just keep that there like that. 12,385, 450. So this wasn't marked as a zone. We actually manually added that there. That is definitely with the structure, full ADR, the naked VA. We actually built this into a bigger zone there with TG, weak link, VWAP, MPP, etc. Kind of keep an eye on that there. And you have to look here, I believe. Yes. No, it's a little bit higher. Alright. Shit, a little bit behind where I want to be. RTY. Okay. So we've got a nice MPP dealing with VWAP, tier 3 cheat, some horizontal array and structure, will be extreme ADR at 3%. Then we've got that zone there. Actually copy this over real quick. NQ. Okay, so we have, like I said, weekly pivots, G2, okay, yeah, so I got that. Quarterly trend guide, high daily anchor. We pulled those and combined those two into one. Don't like this daily anchor VWAP here anymore. We're just trying to Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna hold that one or not. That's from the December lows. Yep. And how are we doing on weekly? We're just below it. And we're right on a 20 week there too. I guess, yeah, treat that as a div. Yeah, I just don't care for that annual. It's there, but there's nothing else really with that annual pivot point. What's this div here above TGC structure? No, that's not it. $18.70. So okay, so 30-minute swing link or VWAP from yesterday at 1 o'clock. Then you have prior week's lows, February's lows, structure. Yeah, I just don't know if I care about this div level here. I think I just remove it with how we traded in and through it yesterday and overnight there like that. What could be more interesting though is this. I think I'd originally deleted it. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to spend a whole lot more here on RTY or not. I think that's kind of nice there. Just kind of leave it like that. We're only doing about 30 points a day right now on RTY. Okay. So we have that there like this. Then we have these two get combined. Yeah. I know that one's a little bit off to me there for some, but that's just how I see the RTY one, at least for today. On that, I don't really like that, but that's just kind of how I see it. YM. Remember YM was a little better. Not a lot, actually. No, in fact, I don't think I got time to even look at YM this morning. Okay, so what do we got marked up here? So, top edge supply demand, weekly anchored VWAP. Where's it anchored from? The 17th. So from here, yeah, I see that. And we rejected that one pretty good this week for sure. Right at the 20-day, the week, so the weekly's higher, the daily's right about this level here actually. I'd probably actually ignore that full ADR there a little bit with supply and demand and watch for higher. I still get the feeling we're going to go today. Okay, so what else do we have here? 33-100s. We have the daily anchored VWAP from the 6th, the tier 1 day cheat, structure, photo ADRs. Just dragged up a little bit to grab WPP, and then below that you got a nice bigger zone, trend guide, annual pivot, swing AVWAP. Two of them. Some structure, and kind of a minimum ADR tier. In the middle, we've got trend strength, weekly trend guide, structure. And further below that, you've got trend guide reversal, the 30-week SMA, February's lows, this week's lows, and the top supply and demand. 32,667. I think it actually dragged this down and not go up so high. And probably take it like this instead. And then we'll probably watch. We got structure marked in there with the 200 day that we don't want to miss. Yep, that's how I think we're going to watch YM today. And good timing for that song to come on, which means we should be getting ready to go to GC and YM, or GC and CL. Alright, that is YM. Go ahead and get the other one set for GC and CL here. We get the rest of this stuff copied over. Yep, sure has been not doing much overnight. Okay, there's golds. Golds have not looked at this, so this is probably going to be messy. This is no longer a good daily anchor VWAP there, but it is up there. And this is likely going to be removed, although I think on the weekly it's fine. Oof, maybe not. We may have to pull that one out too. But really clear rejection off of that weekly anchor VWAP from the highs there this week, and really prior couple of weeks there. Okay, so that's what we were hoping for yesterday, is that kind of GC continued move down, and it didn't show up. I don't think I would pay attention to this div here. There are a crap load of swing A VWAPs there, but I think I'd rather watch for full ADRs and supply and demand and stuff here. If I could select the stupid thing that I want. I'd rather watch for the top edge supply and demand and the that tier 1 end of week cheat, which we just blew right through the other day. Didn't even stop at it. On the annual pivot, I'd actually adjust it down a little bit to look there, to grab the structure and gap fill. I think this weekly, I'd actually adjust it like this. So grab the top edge of supply and demand, 50 day to 20 day. That's going to be really big though, I think. 1850. It's a 4-point zone. It's trading 20 bucks. Maybe a $20 move. We've already moved 8. That's just really wide. What else does it have there at that level? So above annual pivot, you got weekly, you have 50 day, high edge of supply and demand, and structure at 1850. And then you have $2 below that, weekly pivot, 20 day, tier 2 cheat, and structure, and it's the average ADR actually. That is interesting, more interesting to me. I think actually keep them separate like that. Not include the 20 day, but include it like this. And then above that, we have the tier 3. We have a swing anchor VWAP as a div. That seems reasonable. I don't really care for this one here. What we can do though is drag it up and grab that, but that's already would be way outsized of a move. Wipe this zone. I really actually need to look at the stuff here for the algo on this. I don't like how I'm having to adjust way too much on it. that is definitely a div, and this would definitely be a div. These would be massive. And there's no way we're coming down for these today. That would be, we'd have something else major going on if we trade 40 points. Those are just ones to keep an eye on. Probably going into next week. This is the OPEX cheat there again, that orange line. Make sure I haven't missed any chat messages today. Yeah, these are just, some of these are just silly on gold. We are getting back into this buy side SE. I'm not going to mark some of these. They're there, but I'm just not going to mark some of them.
Got some jazz going on there.
Yep. GC is not my most favorite thing today.
Me either. I'm just watching it prep here, I'm just like, yeah.
I didn't realize you could hear it that well. I think in the past you said you could hardly hear it coming through.
Mm-hmm. You could hear a little bit.
Alright. Maybe turn it down just a tad. Okay, I did not have time to pre-check CL at all. Get rid of that. I don't know if I care about this right here, right above TGR. Sorry. This week's low supply and demand. I don't really care about that one there. I don't think. I'd rather watch this trend guide reversal. What else do you have here? Gap fill on 27. Some structure at 76. Yeah, I can see that. And then, yeah, the gap fills there. And you got photo ADR lower.
How come you have that zone wider?
For the TGR zone, because it's picking up some of this structure through here with these bar closes and the wicks and stuff. So it looks back 15 to 25 days, something like that. I have to go back. I don't remember exactly. I'm looking at 30-minute bars and trying to look for structure. And then it will do some rounding, so it's not, like 76.87. So it's rounding it up to the nearest dollar in this case, based upon where it's at price wise.
Gotcha.
I mean, you could definitely take it down, but there has been, if we look left there, there's definitely been some bar opens, closes right in that vicinity. I just don't really care for this photo ADR one. It does have the daily sheet there, but I just don't know about it. Kind of torn. And it's picked up some level of stuff at the 75 price mark, but it's not confident enough to call it a zone. Yep. Full ADR is out in the middle of nowhere with the gap fill just beneath it. You can treat it like that. And I don't think we come down any real lower than that. Yeah, I don't think I would include this at all in any of the stuff for today. Shit. Alright, well, there was a supply and demand there. But I think that's kind of the edge anyways, down here. And we'd marked this as a spot yesterday because of the structure we had back through that area. I don't know if I see it anymore. I think we're curve fitting. Which we do have that's the tier 2 daily cheat right below this zone. What do you think of 78.26? About a 30-cent zone there. So if you don't stop at the swing AVWAP is going to keep coming down, I have a feeling, to join this zone. And so if you don't stop at the 20-day swing AVWAP gap fill trend guide, then come up to the next one, the cheats, the 50-day, the weekly pivot. You actually have a weekly anchored VWAP in there in addition to that swing AVWAP. So this is actually a decent sized zone here, if it's expanded like that.
That makes it really difficult.
Yep. Crap, what time is it?
Why?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I I was just thinking it probably makes it too wide if you take a zone from the trend guide to like trend guide 20-day up to that swing anchor VWAP, and then you have a little shallower, smaller zone being the 50-day weekly pivot point. Like that 20-day, the swing anchor VWAP will just keep moving down. I mean, we are rejecting a TSRP from the low.
All right. Yeah, this swing AVWAP is going to come down and join into this trend guide zone here.
Yeah, so you can just make that. I mean, you could just honestly leave that as is.
Yeah.
And then
it's kind of where I'm thinking. The only reason why the trend strength one is drawn up above the top edge of that zone and stuff is because the overnight bar is there, right? And then just where that's traded to the last little bit, they kind of rejected that upper edge there. You definitely know you're wrong above that.
mm-hmm.
I'd almost argue you're wrong above trend strength and monthly pivot.
Yep. Let me get a power real quick here.
Yep, I think we're done. So I'm just gonna mark up CL here. I got a meeting here in like 40 minutes. I gotta get ready for anyways. If that was Sony messaging me, I'm sorry I can't see it now because I am in light shot mode and I can't see anything when I'm in light shot mode. Did we combine anything else here? Trend guy we left as is. Photo ADR didn't combine with anything. I think that's it from combining things there. Yeah. Not the cleanest. Okay, that is it, folks. I am going to call it. So, thanks everyone. And folks, like I said, that is it for the day. We're going to go ahead and call it. As always, reminder, we are not financial analysts. We are not financial advisors. Nothing we say should be or even remotely considered as financial advice. Get your own financial advisor to make anything. This is for informational, educational purposes, for our own prep and sanity to get things ready for the day. So hope everybody has a great one, and we probably won't be around much today and taking a whole lot of action with some pretty all-day long meetings and stuff that we've got here. So hope everyone has a great one, and we will catch y'all later. Thanks.